In the last 6 months, we have implemented dynamic allocations for the first time in Sage Intacct. And what used to take 6 people about 2 days to process took 2 people about 20 minutes, and most of that was just waiting while the computer ran it in the background. We are a public health NGO. We scale evidence-based, highly measurable, low-cost public health interventions to hundreds of millions of people across 11 countries in Africa and Asia. The complexity of being multi-currency across 11 countries, we have 10 entities in Intacct. We're using 9 different base currencies. And so everybody has to be on the same page about how we're using all of those things. And then we manage a lot of the infrastructure centrally out of the global team. I've used Sage Intacct across 3 different nonprofits over the last 10 or 12 years, and each of them had very different needs for what they needed out of Sage Intacct, and I think that's where I've really seen the longevity of it. The first 2 organizations I brought Sage into, it was really the dimensional structure that drove that decision, because we had outgrown platforms where we had to kind of layer our reporting on manually because we couldn't slice it and dice it the way that the dimensional structure allows. If you were in a system that did not allow you to have transactional currency and base currency for each entity, there'd be so much manual work that would have to be done to keep track of all of that. So that's certainly a tipping point. That's a feature we use really often. The other tipping point I've seen in a bunch of my previous organizations was just, again, the dimensional structure and the ability to report against funders as a unique dimension that can be sliced separately from your department structure to save you from having to do your usual report and then, layer it on top and split it out by funder from there. The places we have seen success with AI so far that have started to give us a glimpse of where we're headed is opportunities where work that a staff member used to do either directly and manually or even just like running an algorithm, an AI bot or an AI coded programming can now do. And so it's given our staff access to tools that they didn't have before, which is allowing our staff then to move up a level in what their purview is, what their responsibilities are. They're spending their time at the analysis and the process level. As a nonprofit, the first thing I think about with high performance is how my staff are connected to and motivated in their work connected to our mission. So the fact that in Sage Intacct, we're doing everything we code and work with touches our funder dimension and touches our projects. Every single transaction we do, even when we're entering the bill, we know what program was benefiting from it, and therefore what's the impact on the field of the fact that we just processed an invoice for whatever it was in Malawi. There's actually pieces within the process flow and the accounting that allow our team to stay connected to the work. And I think that's what drives high performance in a nonprofit, is when you stay connected to the work.